Rumor has it, rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes, on the Breakfast Club.
Now, congratulations to Jay-Z. Yesterday it was announced that they are doing the Book of HOV exhibition at the Brooklyn Public Library. Now, a part of this exhibition is, of course, having his lyrics all over the front of the library, and they have different things that I guess inside, like recording masters, never seen before photos, iconic stageware, prestigious awards, recognition. And Charlamagne, you went last night, right?
Yeah, they had a surprise event for Jay-Z last night, you know, because he didn't know anything about it. But yeah, man, if you ever heard the song Already Home and Jay said he's a work of art already, that is very true. Because you know how much of a career you have had to have in order to have your own art installation in a library, and it looks like a Jay-Z museum. Like they recreated Baseline Studios. I've never been in Baseline Studios. I'm sure you have.
Yes.
And, you know, Just Blaze was there last night. Questlove, they all said that it was to the T of what Baseline Studios was, because they brought in a lot of the old equipment and everything. And they have a section where it's like all the records that HOV has sampled. They have this mini movie that shows Jay-Z's humble beginnings in Marcy, living with his grandmother, Hattie White. And she's from Batesburg, South Carolina, by the way. So it's amazing. It's open to the public today, I believe.
Now, I know we've seen a lot of celebrities out there. So who was out there yesterday?
A lot of people, but you know, who cares? You know,
people do.
Well,
so who was there?
I don't know.
You was there.
I was really not paying attention. I was paying attention to the event.
Everybody was taller than you, so you had to see everybody who was there.
No, okay.
Jason Tatum was there?
Jason Tatum was there.
But
the reason I saw Jason Tatum is because
he's
Jason
taller
Tatum.
than you.
Yes. You know the most inspiring thing about it, though, is because you really get to see the evolution of Sean Carter as a man in real time. Like, we've heard it in his music and seen it from afar, but to see it all in one place, put together the way it was incredible. Because even though he's accomplished a lot professionally, his growth and evolution as a father and, you know, husband, that's why he's in the position he's in now. Because they always say your talent will take you where your character can't sustain you. And there's so many people, you know, who haven't done the work on themselves and they haven't been able to sustain. They've crashed and burned. We're watching a lot of it in real time, but HOV has not done that. And that's what's inspiring to me as a man.
Pretty dope. So it opens up today, so you can definitely go check it out. Again, it's at the Brooklyn Public Library.
And what Justina said is true. He is the best to ever do it. Whether you agree with his, you know, what lyrically or not, when you go to that exhibit and you see how far Jay-Z has taken it, like he's really the epitome of when Biggie said, whoever knew that hip hop could take it this far. Right. And when you talk to people around him, like, you know, the Beehives and the Tatas and, you know, the Emerys and the Bigs, and you ask them, like, yo, did y'all see this? They're like, no.
Nobody could have. He was so ahead of the game. Like, the Blueprint to me is, you know, that's my favorite body of work in hip hop history, is the Blueprint, the first one. And when you listen to it, it's literally a blueprint of how to get to success as a black man, no matter where you from. And he was giving game out on that CD that still applies today. I mean, this came out in 2001, and you listen to this man talk about the stuff that he talks about on that disc, and it's like he was already in 2023 and 20, you know, he was already 20 years ahead of everybody else. So, you know, I mean, I think now you're just starting to see the, you know, society and the culture catch up to where he already is.
But not only that, HOV is still the same person he was when I met him in 1994. Same person. He talks the same. He's, you know, because you feel like, you know, he's a billionaire, and you see people change in this industry all the time, and they're far from billionaires. So the same conversations that, you know, when I used to go to Rockefeller to ask and beg for freestyles and beg for songs, he's the same guy that when I seen at the Barclays opening and he was walking through the different corridors, like, he's the same guy. He will stop, he will speak. He's that same humble individual from Marcy Project. So salute to HOV.
But like I said, he's done the work on himself. And to Chico's point, Blueprint used to be my favorite Jay-Z album, but 444 is actually my favorite Jay-Z album. And I think it's going to come a point in time where we realize that that's one of the most important hip-hop albums of all time. Like, I think that album and Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morales and the Big Steppers will be known as the two most important hip-hop albums of all time, because those two brothers have done the work on themselves in a real way. And when you listen to 444, at least for me, that's the soundtrack to my life right now.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, once you got that new skin, I'm sure that 444 was the way that things changed. The Blueprint was the old skin. 444,
new skin.
You've done the work on yourself. I feel you, bro.
What's so dope about J2 is, like, he just stays offline too. Doesn't get involved in no frivolous stuff, and like, he's just shown you, like, what a businessman he is too. Like, outside of being the GOAT, you know, has the baddest chick in the game, and he just keeps that mystique about him, which I think sometimes gets like other celebrities in trouble because they have so much online, and Jay-Z just like stays off of it. You know?
I don't even think he stays off of it. I just don't think he responds. I think he's actively present, and I think he knows everything that's going on. You can't be that in tune with the culture as he's been throughout the years without having your hand on the pulse of the heartbeat of the culture.
Right, but he's not on IG. Like, you can't go to his page.
But I'm sure he's tapped into everything. You got to be able to have that much knowledge base.
You know what's so interesting about what Chico said? A wise woman by the name of Desiree Perez, dropping the clues bombs for Des. She said, be aware of everything but acknowledge nothing.
There you go.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Smart.
All the way.
Now we got to talk to another GOAT, Snoop Dogg. Now, Snoop said that he had a giant pet roach, and he nicknamed the roach the Gooch.
Did you one time have a roach?
A roach? I got a roach in my hand right now.
Ba-boom! No, called Gooch. Did you have a roach called Gooch?
Oh, yeah, the Gooch used to live with me. In my apartment, I had a roach that we couldn't kill. We tried to kill him when we first moved in, and he wouldn't die, so we called him the Gooch. And he just kept getting bigger and bigger. I stayed in that apartment for about like 6-7 months. Cuz grew to the size of about a whole dollar bill. He was about the size of a dollar bill. We called him the Gooch. We used to leave food out for him and everything.
I'm old enough to know that the Gooch is the invisible bully that used to harass Willis and Arnold.
Yep.
Or was it Willis? Which one? It was Willis.
Arnold. Yeah, sure.
And I'm old enough to know that the Gooch is one of the most neglected parts of the human body. It's the part between, right, Justine?
Yeah, the ball sack and the butt. I was gonna say it, but I didn't want to get back on the ass talk.
Chico.
No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what I know the Gooch
Chico,
to be.
What you know?
Chico.
What you know the Gooch has, Chico?
I know I'm stuck between a Gooch, between y'all two. That's what it is. I am between. I am the Gooch.
You the Gooch? Chico,
because I am in between y'all two, and I don't understand, man.
I'm the balls.
No, I'm the balls.
I'm the balls.
See what I'm saying?
No, I'm the balls.
I'm the balls. You the anus.
They fighting over who's the ball. Y'all can each be a ball.
Yeah.
What Sexy Red said?
You know what?
Boy, Ho Brown.
No. You gotta understand. We are at a different time. You just heard about the strike that's going on. Who's the balls is an unscripted show that they'll come out with.
Yeah,
who's the balls? Now who's the balls? Who's the balls? There's a time for love and a time for love. Sailing around the land. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm sorry, baby.
And that is your rumor report. When we come back, Teslin Figueroa will be joining us. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.